What's good, everyone? We are here with another NBA draft video. For this one, we're going to go ahead and review my big board for the 2026 NBA draft class. This isn't going to be like an ordinary mock draft. This is just going to be me listing my own personal favorites and my personal players who I think is like best from first to all the way to the 30th pick. Like my top 30 players pretty much is what this video is going to be based around. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show my big board. Shout out to Draft Baller for creating this site and making it easier to make a big board like this. And I could just go down in order and who I think my favorite players is, and well, how I think in these tiers where I have them as well, where I can adjust them. In the elite tier, it should just be the top four because I don't really have like, yeah. And everyone else, it's pretty much based on tiers right after that. And I think this is very fitting with the top four, which I have in the elite tier. And starting with my number one is Cam Boozer. I do think he is the number one player in this class. Just considering he has great size, a great wingspan. He could pretty much do it all on both ends of the floor. In terms of passing, like his playmaking's amazing. His shooting's amazing. His playmaking to the rim. He could bully ball some folks. I think the one area in his game I would love to see him improve on is mid-range game for sure. But overall, man, I mean, he is analytic darling, but overall as a player, I don't know. He's the youngest player in this class, and he's this productive already for Duke, just being like the national player of the year as well. I feel like his ceiling is higher than a lot of people think it is. People think this is just the player that he's going to be. I don't see why not he won't become a 20 and 10 type of player in the league, because I for sure see him doing that easily. Now, AJ DeBonce is my number two on this board. Considering he has a very elite offensive profile, he's got some good footwork. He's got good size as well. When you're starting up in this draft, you find guys who are wing players, because wing players are usually the superstars and could really, carry a team in the long haul. You need some elite wings to have some good teams. The downside of between him is he doesn't have the playmaking compared to Boozer, or the defense compared to Boozer, in my opinion. He is athletic, but don't get confused with athleticism to good, defense, because there's some wings that are got good size and athletic, but aren't really good defenders, like Paolo Banchero, right? For example. And AJ DeBonce kind of reminds me of that. So yeah, I think he is overall number two on my board. If I were to, be in the top two, he would definitely not go past number three. Number three would be Darren Peterson on my board. I love Darren Peterson in the beginning. I thought he looked like the number one pick at times. He did go through crampings, but he does got some good size. Listed at 6'4.5" without shoes, and has about a 6'10" wingspan. So the wingspan excites me a lot. He's an elite shooter. I feel like he's one of the best shooters in this class, to name a few for sure. The downside, I would say, would be his playmaking. You would think, him and his camp thinks he's a point guard, but I don't see it at all. In high school, it looked like it, but in college, he wasn't asked to, play make a lot. I don't know why, but he just didn't do it in college. But hopefully we see something better than 1 assist a game in the next level than compared to college. But overall, I would love to see him get to the cup a lot better, because it's just AJ and Cam Boozer just get to the cup better than Darren Peterson. But Darren Peterson, he's just an elite scorer from the three. He could hit the mid-range as well. And his defense is really good. I think he plays some good team defense, so he could really hold his own. He won't be a liability. That's why I think he's a top three guy on my board. Number four would be Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina. He's got good size as well. Another wing that you kind of want to bank on. He's got some good upside. He's really good around the rim, and he struggled in terms of like laying the ball up, but when it comes to slamming the ball and dunking, man, he is a killer, right? What I do want him to improve on is his shooting, obviously, from the 3-point line. Overall, though, his 2-point percentage is 61%, 90th percentile in college. His defense is good, but don't get it twisted. he could lose his defender off the ball more than a lot of times people think. You know, he could, you know, uh, get caught ball watching and fall asleep. But on the ball, you know, he's got size and athleticism, and he actually has the defensive IQ to stay in front of someone, and he's really good at blocking shots at all as well. So, you know, yeah, he's an intriguing prospect. I would love to see how he turns out in the next level, man. He's a really fun player. Next into this all-star tier, this is where it gets interesting with all these other players. My next player, I think, has the highest upside in my opinion, barring injuries in college, is Michael Brown Jr. I do like his size, going in 6'3.5" without shoes, but he has a 6'7.5" wingspan, and he is a little older of a freshman, but he's only 20, so it's okay in my opinion. Like, because this guy, I love his playmaking and him getting to the cup as well. And not only that, but he can shoot from deep, man. He is a lethal 3-point shooter. The numbers don't really show that it was, considering he was going through back injury throughout the whole season. But his camp and during his workouts, they've cleared him, saying that he's pretty good right now. And I don't know, there's just I really like him. He's an 84% 3-point shooter, so that's an indication that this kid could shoot, barring all his other stats. So a guy that could shoot at will, and he could pass. You know, it intrigues me. I feel like something that I am concerned about is his turnover, though. His turnover ratio could get, you know, ugly sometimes. But hey, man, this guy, he's explosive, so that's what I like about him. Defense. He's not the best defender in the world, obviously, but this is why I don't have him in the elite category. And you know, so this guy, it's a point guard that I'm willing to bank on becoming a really good over time in the league. Next is Keaton Wagler. He's number 8 on my board, I believe, right? No, actually, he's number 6 on my board. Number 6 on my board. And he's got good size too. This guy, he's not known to be the most athletic guy, obviously, compared to Michael Brown Jr. He's a guy who hasn't dunked the ball, but this guy, he could get to the cup though. He plays at his own pace. His turnover ratio is really good, in my opinion. I would even look at you crazy if you have Keaton Wagler over Michael. I just like Michael a little bit more just because of his explosive ability and, you know, being able to create a lot more for others. And his shooting ability is good, but Keaton Wagler's shooting ability is really good as well. Like, these guys are neck and neck with Wagler, man. His defense at the same time is he plays decent team defense, but at times he could be a liability, but not crazy enough where you would have to sub him out the game. I would hope so, but yeah. Overall though, he's a really good scorer. I really like him. He's one of the youngest guys. He led his team to the Final Four, and yeah, I would bank a buck that this guy would be one of the best guards in the class. You know, I really like him, man. I really do. But overall, we'll carry on. See, for this one, it will be Ade Mara. He's a center from Michigan. Why I have him this high on my board as well. It's just, there's not a lot of centers that grow on trees. Yes, he's 21. He is an older prospect, but this guy, he is a rim protector with a 7'6'7". No. With a 7'6", 7'7" wingspan, and he is a monster, you know, rim protector. This guy's block rate is amazing. I really just like him overall because of his rebounding ability and his shot blocking ability, and that speaks volumes. He's definitely, I think he's going to be a top 10 pick. So having him this high on my big board isn't crazy because his capability to be a good rim protector and an underrated playmaker as well as a center. Like he averages only 2.5 assists a game as a center, but as a center that's pretty decent, man. And I don't, you know, his true shooting ability, it's pretty good. I feel like what he could get better at is his free throw though. Only shot 56% at free throw rate. I don't know if he's gonna be a good 3-point shooter later down his career with that free throw percentage, right? It shows that he did shoot 30%, but he didn't shoot a lot of threes. But who knows? Maybe he could turn out to be Brook Lopez over time. That would be crazy. But yeah, Ade Mara, I really do just love his defensive ability and his IQ to play make for others, right? And then Yaxel Lundeborg, his teammate. This guy's an older prospect as well, but I think we can all agree that if this guy was younger, he would definitely be going in the top 5. He'll maybe in the draft he could go from around like number 8 to number 12 range. I want to bank on, but this guy's a definition of a two-way guy at the wing position. Those guys really don't grow on trees, especially the good ones. He's got good reach, good size, good speed. He can, get to the rim. He could shoot. He could get steals, get blocks. 82% from the free throw line. So he's legit. He's just a legit two-way wing that you plug and play on a contender. Man, you're gonna be sleeping good. Just keeping it short and simple there. Number 9 would be Darius Acuff on my board. This guy, no matter the size, me watching Jalen Brunson this playoffs and the Knicks, it gives me a little bit more of a bump in hope for Darius Acuff. Even though his defensive ability is just tragic, it is really bad. And I don't think he's a better prospect than Trae Young. But, I don't know. He's just an entertaining player at his size. 6'7" wingspan. You would think that he played better defense with that type of wingspan, but he doesn't, right? But his ability to create for his teammates, his ability to shoot from 3, get to the rim, shoot mid-range, he could do it all on offense. He can do it all. Like, literally, there's no hole in this game besides maybe offensive rebounding, but that's literally like a size issue, right? Defense, he's a liability. I'll admit it. But this is the type of guy where if you build around him and having good defensive pieces around this guy who could also shoot and also score, and play defense. Yeah, like I said, you could look at the team like the Knicks built around Brunson, if we're being honest. And I like that. Next is Kingston Flemings. Some guys have Kingston Flemings a lot higher than Darius Acuff. I like Flemings though. But in terms of if I'm looking for superstar potential to being that guy, Kingston Flemings, I don't really see that. But I could definitely see him as a starter long term in the NBA though. His wingspan was pretty disappointing. But he gets steals though. His athletic ability just... it gives him that edge where he's quick, he's fast, and he can get steals. And what I want to see him do better is, shoot more from 3, because he wasn't really shooting a lot of threes in college. Like his 3-point rate is like in the 8th percentile. Like that's pretty low at his rate. And then him getting to the line, he doesn't get to the line a lot at all. 27%, 26th percentile. That's not a lot of opportunity to get to the line and get calls, if you're going to be able to be that size. And, we want you to get to the line if you're going to be, driving and kicking out a lot, right? So it kind of concerns me. Maybe in the next level, I don't know. His assist turnover ratio is good. He's a really good playmaker. He could kick out. And his mid-range game is butter. I'll admit it. Even though his 3-point rate isn't a lot, his mid-range, it's his go-to, man. It kind of reminds me of a Chris Paul kind of thing. And that would be crazy. High praise, right? Chris Paul. But that's kind of what it reminds me. But and his assist, it is really good. But yeah, I would just want to see him, get more to the line and being able to finish around the rim a lot more consistently would be really good on a team. So yeah, he's top 10 in my big board. So that should say enough, man. This guy is a top 10 player in this class. Next will be LeBaron Philon. I have him this high because this guy's a sophomore out of Alabama. This guy is an elite scorer, man. This guy gave Michigan 35 on his way out. Obviously he couldn't beat Michigan, but because Michigan was a super team. But even at his size, he is shorter than I expected. But this is without shoes. His wingspans, he has a plus wingspan, but his offensive ability is amazing. He can create, and for himself in many ways. He could get to the cup. He's got a decent free throw rate. He can hit step back threes. Man, this guy's really good. Well, what I would want to see more is him being able to play make for others more. Even though he did average 5 assists per game, it's just his turnover ratio was kind of like, it was a little sloppy, like with 2.5 turnovers. If he was able to clean that up, then yeah, that is going to be really huge. I just really love his offensive ability and where he could be. I feel like this is a guy you want to take your chance on if you want to look for kind of an all-star caliber player where he's able to shoot from anywhere and, you know, score from anywhere. Like, this is a guy I think that could score from anywhere. And he's not the most athletic guy as well, but this guy, I don't know how he puts the ball in the basket, but he does it a lot. His defensive ability isn't good though, I'll admit it. And he is pretty light for his height at 175. So this is why he isn't a lot higher on my board, but I feel like this is a guy I can't really, you know, pass on. I think he's going to be really good scorer in the next level. Next is going to go Jaden Quaintance. Now this part upside I like. I mean, he's young, even coming off out of his sophomore year. He was dealing with ACL injuries. And yeah, he was dealing with injuries pretty much in his sophomore year. But this guy, man, he is a defensive monster. He's 6'9" without shoes, but he has a 7'5" wingspan, pretty good. Weighs 250. He's got some good size. His defensive ability to guard 1 through 5 that I've seen, I believe it. Like, there's people that say, yeah, I could guard 1 through 5. These are one of the few guys that I believe he could guard 1 through 5. Like, his agility is crazy on the film. His offensive ability isn't obviously there yet, but if I looked at the Arizona tape in his freshman year, and it showed flashes for sure. But man, his defensive ability, just averaging 2.5 blocks in his freshman year, it's just really good. His free throw ability, it's not good as well. So I'm not expecting this guy to shoot threes anytime in his career. But I just see this guy being like a DPOY candidate. If all goes well, if he's healthy later down in his career. So this is why I kind of have him high. I low-key hope the Bulls were to pull off a Jaden Quaintance draft. That would be pretty cool with the 15th pick, but we ought to see. Next would be Morez Johnson. I really like this guy. This is another guy you can just plug in onto any team and he's going to be impactful. 6'9", coming out of his junior year, I believe, right? No, his sophomore year. He's coming out of his sophomore year at 20 years old. 6'9", great wingspan, great size, as well as Jackson Lundeborg. He's a good defensive guy, man. He could stay in front of guys. He could block some shots, and his ability to score, it shows. He's a 78% three-point shooter. He didn't shoot a lot of threes in college, but seeing in the combines and workouts, him cashing threes, I know it's open gym, but if your ability to have that decent of a free throw percentage, especially a big jump from his freshman year, 61 to 78, I think this guy could potentially be able to stretch the floor even more. While averaging a block a game, he's not the craziest playmaker, but on that Michigan team they had like Ade Mara was playmaking and Yaxel was doing it too. But yeah, man, this guy's a good rebounder, and he's a guy that you're able to just put on a big or a wing, and maybe he's one of the guys that can guard 1 through 5 as well. That's how I see it. Maybe not a lot of point guards, considering they will probably be a lot faster than him. But I mean, I don't know. His lane agility is 96th percentile. So yeah, maybe he could guard going 1 through 5. The more I look at it, like this guy, I like his defensive ability and his upside, right? Even coming out as a sophomore, I see like the guys like maybe the Thunder could draft him, or the Hornets, or maybe the Heat. Guys in that range, I could see definitely drafting him. Next will be Allen Graves. Allen Graves is more like an analytical guy as well. This guy, He's got some decent size plus wingspan. He didn't get a lot of minutes in Santa Clara, like only 22 minutes a game, but he is an analytical darling. A decent free throw percentage. He could really knock down the three. He's really good getting to the cup. Good rebounder. In terms of creating, he's all right at creating. He doesn't turn the ball over, so that's what I like him a lot. He doesn't really turn the ball over. 61 true shooting percentage. I think he's a guy coming out as his freshman year who could produce some upside like this guy. I don't know. He could become an elite role player in the NBA, and I feel like around this range, I wouldn't mind a guy who brings a good amount of defensive and offensive impact. Guys who could impact on both ends is really valuable. So I really like that guy. Next, we're going in the starter tier, and this is where I have Braden Burries. Now, Braden Burries I like, but it's just him coming out as a freshman year, and he's going to be 21. It kind of all settles me. A lot of people love calling him Derek White. I don't really like to see it. I mean, Derek White was a better playmaker and a better blocker than Braden Burries, but this guy is a hustler, man. He could really get rebounds. He could shoot. He could get to the cup. He could hold his own on defense. So that's what I really like about him. Like he's a true two guard, but he's not a guy that could facilitate. And like this guy's definitely gonna be a role player in the league. Like I don't see like the all-star opportunities. That's why I don't really have him higher as like a top 10 pick or anything. Like I definitely see this guy as a role player, and but he's gonna be a good one. He's gonna be a good role player though, and that's valuable in the league. That's why I like him. And I'm not, a lot of guys are higher on him. I respect it, but yeah, another good role player I see, Dalen Swain. This guy, he's a wing, 6'6" without shoes. Got a good wingspan at 6'10". He's a junior. He's about to be 21, so pretty much the same age as Braden Burries. What I like about him is his two-way upside. What I don't like about him is his three-point. He has a good free throw percentage, which is pretty weird. Like his 3 years in college, like he always shot a consistent 81% from the free throw, but his 3-point and his shot, it just looks pretty yucky. But his ability to guard his own and being able to put the ball down and get to the cup kind of reminds me of how like Dylan Harper is really good at getting to the cup and scoring for his own. And his free throw rate is pretty good, 88 percentile. Like this guy could get to the line as well. So this guy, I wouldn't mind as 15 too at for my Bulls. I really like this guy. This guy shows some two-way upside there. Next, we're gonna talk about Ibuka Okori. This guy, I really liked him out of Stanford. This guy, he is a little bit on the smaller end, but his wingspan is really good, close to a 6'8" wingspan. He's 19, freshman. He's a really good scorer, really underrated scorer. He could score at 3 levels, man. He could get to the rim at ease with his size. He can hit the midi. He can hit the 3-point shot. Really good at free throws. The one thing why I don't have him higher is probably his assists, like his assist to turnover ratio. Like I wish he was a better playmaker, and that would definitely have him in the lottery talks. Like definitely, I think that's why he isn't talked about high enough, but he is getting some buzz. But if he were to able to get a lot more, assists and being able to play make more, he would definitely be way higher. But his ability on defense is what I really like him, especially at his size. He's not really light. He's heavier than LeBaron Feiline at his size, and he could get steals. He could get blocks. He could hold his own against guards. I think this is a guy that I do like. I really do like. So shout out to Ibuka Okori though. Next is going to be Heinz Steinbach, center from Washington. I like his offensive ability. He does have good size, 7'2" wingspan is pretty decent though. He's pretty efficient, and he could spread the floor. He could spread the floor. A pretty good free throw shooter. He does his defensive ability is a question mark whether he's able to hold his own like one-on-one, especially against the post or not. He is able to get steals though, like playing the lane. He could get the occasional block as well. He averaged a block a game, right? But what I really like about him is his rebounding ability, and he's very versatile when it comes to, shooting and scoring. So I think his offensive skill set is really good, and he doesn't really foul a lot. And his size and him being coming out of his freshman year is intriguing. So yeah, he could have been higher on my board if he was like better defensively, but yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Laurie. I'm not gonna lie. Cameron Carr is next on my board. What I like about Cameron Carr is his wingspan, man. This guy and his scoring ability off the dribble. This guy, even at 6'4" without shoes, his wingspan, he has a 7'1" wingspan, which is pretty nuts. His defense is pretty decent. He does get a lot of blocks, and that is because of his wingspan. I mean, he's pretty much a red shirt coming out of his junior year. And yeah, he is an older prospect though. He's 21 years old, but his ability to create at Baylor was pretty cool, man. He was able to shoot off the dribble, catch and shoot. He got some rebounds, just a big jump from his year from Tennessee for sure. I mean, he jumped from 10 minutes to 33 minutes over 1 year, so that really got him some first round buzz. And then in the combine too, he lit it up, which was pretty good. I mean, I think he's going to be a pretty good role player, either coming off the bench or he could play a role as a starter as well. Like this guy, I really like his scoring ability and his blocking ability as well, and he could get rebounds at his size as well, so he could contribute a lot on the floor. Next would be Kareem Lopez. Now this guy, he's an international player from the New Zealand Breakers from what I saw. I mean, he does have good size. He's pretty young. He's coming out at 19 years old. He has a plus wingspan. It's not a really crazy difference. Pretty decent size. We don't have his stats up here right here, but this guy, from what I saw, he has role player potential for sure. I don't know if I don't think he's gonna be a superstar or maybe an all-star, but I think he could be a contributor considering I seen him put the ball down and he could get to the lane. He's more like a catch and shoot guy. On defense, I've seen him hold his own sometimes against some grown men. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. So I could see him around after the lottery to the 20 range is where probably he would go. Or who knows, maybe a guy like the Miami Heat could probably really draft him high at like, what pick are they, 13? So this is a guy where you would have to do your homework on him overall, because a lot of these guys coming out of college are just like, we know him, we got the numbers, and with Kareem Lopez, he put up some decent numbers over there. But yeah, next we want to talk about Christian Anderson. Now this is one of the guys who are one of the best shooters in college coming in this class. You know, he's up there with the Darren Petersons, the Keaton Waglers. This guy's like that, man. Lethal shooter. He's 20 years old, coming out of his sophomore year. He is pretty undersized though. That's kind of the bank on him and him being undersized, but he has a good wingspan though. 6'6" wingspan, and his ability to create for his teammates is really good. Like this guy is a true point guard. He averages 18 and 7. His turnover, I don't know. His turnovers could be, his assist turnover ratio, I meant to say, could be better. But I mean, him being able to, create that much already is like 7 assists is mind-boggling. An amazing shooter. I think he will just be a liability on defense. Like on closing possessions, you just can't have him out there if you need a stop. But him as an overall true point guard and being able to shoot is really, really good. His ability to get to the rim though, it could be questionable. Like his rim pressure isn't a lot. It's not high at all. Like he's not known to like get to the rim a lot. His free throw rate, like it shows his free throw rate is pretty low. So don't expect him to, draw a lot of calls getting to the rim. But he does shoot. He's a shooter. He's a shooter that could create. So if he was able to, get to the rim and draw fouls a lot, he would be a lot higher on my board. Next would be Bennett Sturts. This guy's an experienced guy, senior, coming out of Iowa. He played years at Drake as well. This guy, man, they went to the Elite Eight. This guy had some good offensive numbers. He's pretty all right at defense. I feel like he's a little bit of liability too. I thought he was going to be taller, but you know, he's pretty average as at the guard position and in terms of size, but his creation is pretty decent. And yeah, his offensive numbers are pretty good though. He's a really good free throw shooter, really good at three. He's not the craziest playmaker, I'm gonna be honest, but I think his ability to just create offensively just gives him the edge. He could like fall down later down my board, but I don't know. I think his ability to create is really good, but once you take that away, I mean, it could get pretty ugly. Next, he's 22 on my board, right? Next is Nate Ament. Now Nate Ament, I have him here because I don't know, man. He's not the craziest like scorer. Like he has the height. He has everything, right? Like he has good tools, but I think maybe him being aggressive just isn't there. But what's funny about him is just like his free throw rate is amazing, like a 57%, 93rd percentile when it comes to drawing fouls. Like he's inconsistent in terms of as a shooter, but and his free throw rate, it's pretty decent, 79%. It's just, man, he could actually get to the cup and draw fouls, you know. So I think that's like a plus for him. Like he got a whistle already coming out of his freshman year. But at his size, I would have expected him to get more rebounds and you know, being able to finish around the rim a lot more. Majority of his points do come from free throws, so that's what gives him the edge. But his playmaking isn't that good as well. His defense, you would think at his size his defense was good, but it's not. It really isn't. He doesn't get a lot of blocks, or he doesn't get a lot of, I mean, he averages steal, but yeah, I would wish that he got more blocks though. But this is a guy where you just take as an upside shot, you know, he's like a ball of clay, and you would want to mold him into like a caliber starter. Try to be like a wing that could shoot and hopefully hold his own. But yeah, that's just it's just a lot of holes in his game that it just kind of off puts me. Now Joshua Jefferson, I do like. The only reason why I have him lower than Nate Ament is because he's a senior. You know, he's gonna be who he is. Yeah, he's a high IQ player. He's a 6'8" without shoes, and his creation for others is pretty good. I mean, he's able to back guys down. He gets assists, and his free throw rating at 70% is pretty decent. Now I don't think he's gonna be a crazy 3-point shooter where he spreads the floor, but yeah, he's a vet pretty much. You know, he's experienced, and he could get steals as well. That's what I like about him as well. He could get to the line as well, and his assist with his usage is pretty good too. I think this guy is just like, he has high fundamentals and he's really good defensively, holding on his own, even though like the blocks aren't there, but he's able to get contests and some pressure, and you know, he's just a smart player, and he really helped Iowa State through that whole run. Unfortunate that he got hurt during that March Madness run. If he were healthy, they probably would have definitely went farther, but yeah, he was definitely the glue over there. And I like him, man. I like him going to like an experienced team, or you know. Next would be Zuby Ejiofor. I really like this guy. This guy is he's really good defensively, man. He has a bigger wingspan at 7'2". Offensively, he's really good too. This guy's a tank at 245, and yeah, he's really good at shot blocking, man. He's an experienced player as well. He averages 2 blocks a game. He's all right at rebounding. I would wish he was a better rebounder, because I don't see him playing as a center, more like a power forward, definitely. And just being a defensive threat. He's pretty underrated in terms of like, you know, playmaking, and you know, yeah, he's not gonna spread the floor in terms of like shooting the three ball at all, but you know, he could get to the line as well. Like he plays that bully ball. He has that bully ball mindset, and he has the ability to, you know, draw some fouls. What I really like about him, right? I just wish he was a better rebounder, and yeah, he would have been a really good complete player. Obviously 3-point shooting as well, but you know, he's a big. Next is gonna be Terrace Reed Jr. out of UConn. This guy, he helped UConn on their run a lot. This is another senior at the end of my board. 7'4" wingspan though. This guy, he's a decent shot blocker, could get steals, could really hold his own at 263. Man, this guy, he kind of reminds me like you know, same mindset, like same good IQ as Joshua Jefferson, like the Morez Johnsons, kind of same archetype as there. But yeah, he averages like 2 blocks a game in his senior year. It's been really consistent. His free throw percentage though, it's not that good. Shooting 60% from free throws, so he's not a shooter at all, man. This guy, but he is a good rebounder. I'll give him that, and he's a little bit underrated playmaker from what I've seen at UConn. You know, he could get guys open. But yeah, I feel like this guy could definitely be like a backup big somewhere. Like for whoever needs a backup big, I think Terrace Reed is your guy. Next, I would for sure, yeah. So this is like the rotational tier, which I forgot to mention would be like the Terrace Reeds, and next is Chris Anak. Chris Anak could be a rotational guy. This guy, he's coming in as a freshman. He coming out of high school, he was known to be like a stretch four that could, you know, hold his own on defense. His measurables really saved him. I mean, he's 6'10" and with a 7'5" wingspan, 240. But his offensive ability it's just nothing, man. Like this guy is like all he does on offense is you know, catch and shoot threes, but even at that, he's not really that good at it because his free throw rate, you know, 62%. I don't know if he needs to get with a shooting coach or something. Like in high school, it looked like he was a good shooter, right? But his offensive ability is just nowhere. He's a pretty decent rebounder though, at his size. You want to see that. Really good at steals. Wish he was more aggressive when it came to shot blocking with that wingspan. Like you have a 7'5" wingspan and you're not blocking shots. It's kind of crazy, but overall, when I look at him, is he's a good one-on-one defender. He could pluck steals, and he's a good rebounder. But this is a guy, another, you know, ball of clay that you're gonna have to mold into something more. But yeah, he looks to be more of a rotational guy than anything. Next, Henry Visar. He's another big in this class. I like him. He's a junior, older junior. He's gonna be 22. 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, pretty decent. About him though is that he could stretch the floor, even though his free throw percentage is pretty, I don't know, it's pretty questionable. He shoots a 42% from 3 though. I forgot how many attempts. I mean, his 3-point rate isn't really that high though. Like, don't get tricked by the high clip. Like the high 3-point percentage, because considering he didn't shoot a lot, but his years where he did shoot a lot of threes was like his time in Arizona, where like in the 99th percentile where he shot more threes. He would shoot 32%, 27%. So, you know, he's not going to be a knockdown 3-point shooter, but from this guy, he's a decent rebounder. And he could block shots. He averages a block a game. I think this guy will definitely be a rotational guy. I don't know about a starter. But yeah, this is a guy where you could plop on your bench and, you know, he could, you know, fill in a role for those minutes, right? Next, we're coming close to the end. We got Malik Thomas. Malik Thomas, what I like about him is his shooting. He's shorter than I thought, 6'3" with no shoes. He's at 189. I think it's just his ability to create isn't there. He's more like a catch and shoot guy. He's a really good rebounder though. Like offensively, I don't know how he gets so many offensive rebounds, but he just does. He's a hustler. But his 3-point His 3-point ability is really good. It kind of reminds me of a little bit like a Malik Monk in a way, but like he's less athletic. So I can't tell if, I mean, it could be like a bad thing. His defensive ability isn't that good as well. So this is why I kind of have him this low, but he's coming out as a freshman, so he has, you know, room to grow. I just don't see him being like a crazy startable player, probably more traditional rotational guy. Same as Isaiah Evans. Can't really create for his own. He has good size. He has way better size than Malik Thomas though at 6'8", but he's, you know, he's older, coming out of his sophomore year. Another guy who's known to shoot the ball, you know, but he's more of a catch and shoot kind of guy. Relies on his teammate to give him the ball so he could shoot. And defensively, he showed major improvements from his freshman year in terms of staying in front of someone. He doesn't get a lot of steals, but he could get some blocks at his size. I mean, he averages close to a block a game, so is that, you know, I think he's gonna be a good rotational guy in terms of like shooting. And I don't want to say like, probably like a less version of a Devin Vassell type. I want to say like a light version of him, but not him, you know. Devin Vassell I feel like is a tier. You know, yeah, that's probably like my top 30 players right there. Players I kind of want to mention, I mean, here's Baba Miller. Guy, he's got some good size. He could probably sneak in the first round. 6'9", 7'1" wingspan. He's really good defensively. He's got good size. Can't shoot though. I think that's the major concerns, is that he can't shoot at all. Another guy who can't shoot, where I don't have him really that high, is Koa Pete. A lot of guys who are Koa Pete believers. He just doesn't have that offensive bag that I like. And his defensive ability, he's not really that good at it either, you know. He just played on a really good defensive team that played the workload. So that's why I'm not really high on those guys as like first round talents. But yeah, let me know how y'all think about my big board, from the elite tier to the all-star tier. And we got, you know, the starter tier, and you know, the rotational tier, where I only listed like 5-6 guys. So if you love this NBA draft content, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more for NBA draft content. I can't wait. I'll see you then.